Hello class. So instead of going to sleep on time tonight, I decided to record this video. Sleep is for the weak, eh? Let's hope I don't regret this decision in the morning. Alright, so welcome to class number 8. I think it's number 8. Yeah, alright. So in the last class we did these buttons and we added functionality for the like button. But right now we're going to work on the single post page, because right now if we go to it, it's just empty. So the way we're going to approach this, we're gonna get this ID from the URL and then use the get singular post mutation, or rather query, and then fetch that post and display it in this page. So let's get to that. Okay, first thing is let's create a route for that. By the way, make sure your server and your client are running as per usual. Let's go to the app.js, and here at the bottom of the container we're going to add another route. So route, and we'll have exact path will be /posts/:post ID, like that, and the component will be a new page called, let's call it single post. Let's import that up here. So import single post, from pages/single post. Okay, let's create that. So here in pages I'm going to create single post.js, and here the usual, we'll get React from React, and we'll say function. What's wrong with that? Import. Okay, there's some TS thing for some reason, but let's ignore that for now. Let's say single post. I'm gonna need the props and I'll tell you why later. Here, let's export default single post. So here, first thing, we need to get the post ID from the URL. So we'll say const post ID equals, and we'll get this from props dot, actually this is one other reason why we need props, .match.params, so the URL parameters, and we call this post ID, so we'll get that. And let's write the mutation right now, or the query rather. So here we'll say const, we'll call this fetch post query. So it'll be GQL. This would be a good time to import GQL as well. So here we'll say import GQL, actually GQL from GraphQL, GraphQL tag. And here we'll say query, and this needs to take a post ID of type ID, and that's required. And this will run the get post query, and we'll take a post ID that's actually our post ID. And here let's get everything. So ID, body, created at, username, get like count. I'm gonna get likes, and from that we'll get just the username, and we'll get comment count. We'll get the comments. We'll get from the comments, we'll get the ID, the username, the created at, and the body. Yeah, that's it. Let's save so that it formats. And here let's start to create our markup, and then see what we need. So this will be conditional. So we'll say let, because this depends on whether we're logged in or not. So we'll say post markup, or actually not logged in, whether we have the data from the query or not yet. So we'll say if, actually let me get the get post. So we'll get the use query hook. So we'll say import use query from at Apollo React hooks, and here we'll say const, we'll get data, and straight away from that we'll get the get post field, and here we'll say equals use query, and we'll pass it the fetch post query, and this needs some variables, and the variables will be our Actually, we'll do an object and we'll say post ID like this, meaning it's going to be post ID and the value will be this post ID right here. We can here do a console log of post ID to make sure that we're getting our post ID just in case. And here we'll say if not get post, because we might be still loading. We'll say post markup equals, and here we'll just put a paragraph and say loading post. Feel free to put a spinner here, but I'm just gonna leave it as a paragraph for now. And we'll say else. So else, if we have the post, we need to get all the fields from the post. So we'll say const, and we'll use destructuring, and we'll say ID body created at get username. What else? Comments. Get likes. Like count and comment count. We'll say equals what is it? From get post. Let's make this wrap, so I'll press Alt Z. Okay, so now we can say post markup equals, and we'll use the grid, and inside of here of course we'll need to import these in a bit, but let's do a row here. And right here I want to have the an image, but of course this is hard coded, so it's the same like in the postcard component. So I'm going to grab this source attribute, so I'll just copy that, and we'll come back here. We'll say so this will be inside of the image tag. Oops, image like that. And let's paste that source attribute, and I'm going to give this a size of small. And let's make this float to the right, so we'll say float equals right, and we can close it like that. Actually this needs to be in a column, so I'll cut that and say grid dot column, and let's actually give this a width of 2, and here we'll put our image back. And now we're gonna have the rest. So the rest will be a grid with a width of 10, because that's the number of remaining spaces. Let's remove this image, and here we'll have our card. So let's put card. Let's give it the property fluid, so it takes up all the width. And here we'll have, as per usual, card.content. Here we'll have a header, so card.header. This will be the username, so I'll put an expression and say username, or curly braces, but username. We'll get meta, which is the created at, so card.meta, and oops, here we'll say curly braces, and we'll say actually we need to format it, so we'll say we need to import moment. We'll say import moment from moment. Let's go down here, we'll say moment. We'll pass it the created at, and say dot from now, and yeah, that's fine. Here we'll say card description, and here we'll just put the body of the post. Underneath these this card content, let's put a ruler, a horizontal ruler, to have a line between them. And here I want to put the like button and the comment button, just like in the card. Since we have those in their own component, we can just attach them here. So here we'll say another card content. This will be the extra, we'll give this the extra attribute, and here we'll say like button. We need to import that, but let's well, actually we need to pass the user to the like button, so we need to import the auth context. So here we'll say import auth context from, we go back one level to context slash auth, and we need to get the use context hook from React. So use context up here, oops, context, and up here we'll say const, and we can destructure it. We'll say const user like that equals use context, and we'll pass our auth context. So here we'll pass our user, and it doesn't matter if we're not logged in. So right here in the like button, we're going to say user equals user. And we'll pass the post like we did in the postcard, but we're just going to, of course, pass the ID, the like count, and the likes array so that the button determines whether we've liked it or not. And here, let's close that. And let's put the comment button, which is not going to do anything for now, but we'll make it do stuff in the future. Let's give it the basic attribute, or actually no, let's make it as a div. And here let's say label position equals right. So we'll have that kind of arrow to the left. So we'll say on click equals, for now it's just gonna console log, and let's just say comment on post. We'll make this do stuff in the future, but for now we'll just leave it like that. And inside this button, we're gonna have another button. So a button, this is the basic button, because this is the kind of cloud thing. Here we'll say color is blue. Oops, and inside of the button, we're gonna put the icon. So we'll say icon, the name of the icon. Did we use comment or comments? So right here, yeah, comments. So we'll keep using the same icon. So here we'll say comments. Let's close that. And underneath this button, we need the label, and we need to show the number of comments. So here we'll say label basic, and the color is blue, and this label will be pointing to the left, pointing left like that. And inside the label, we're just gonna have comment count. Here, actually, we need to show the delete button, but we already have that in the postcard. But actually, it's not doing anything right now. I forgot to add functionality to the delete button because right now it's not actually deleting the post. So we can take care of that right now. So what we need to do, we need to put this delete button into its own component. So let's go to the, right here. So where this button is, we can just cut this. And we'll say if user and the username of the user is the same as the username of the person that posted this. So we'll say here delete button, and this delete button is to access the post ID so that it would use the delete post or remove post mutation. So here we'll say post ID equals, we have this ID. Yeah, we have this ID in ID. We can just say post ID equals ID like that. And we need to pass it. Actually, I don't think we need to pass it anything here. Yeah, let's just close it off. And here, let's say import delete button from same directory, delete button, because remember this is we're in the postcard. And here in the components, let's create a delete button.js file. And here we'll import React. And of course, we'll import GQL from GraphQL tag. And here we'll import the use mutation hook from @Apollo React hooks, and we're gonna need the button because that's what we copied. Actually, let me make sure. Let me check what we copied. So here we'll say function delete. Yeah, that's showing an error because of this. I'll just comment this for a second. Delete button. It's gonna take the props. And let's just export that for now. Export default delete button. Let's say return. Let's put that. Okay, so we need button and icon. So here we'll uncomment that. We'll say button and icon from semantic UI React. So let's go to the bottom here. And let's write the delete post mutation. So we'll say const delete post mutation equals GQL open the tag template, and we'll say mutation delete post, and this will take a post ID of type ID, and that's required, and it will just call the delete post mutation and pass a post ID of value post ID. Now we don't need the return from this, we just need to make sure that it ran successfully, so we can just leave it like that, and we'll go here and use our used mutation hook and get the callback function from that, or the trigger function. So here we'll say const, we'll say delete post equals use mutation, and we'll pass our delete post mutation, and here we'll need some variables. So inside of this we'll say variables, and we'll have post ID like that, and we'll have an update here, update. We'll have we can get a proxy. Well, I don't think we need the proxy actually for now. We'll just say update, and the way I want to set up this, I want to set it up so we have like a confirm modal, because we don't want to, if a user by mistake clicks the delete button, we don't want it to immediately click. We want kind of like a modal to appear that says, are you sure you want to delete this post? And then when a user then clicks yes, I'm sure, then it actually deletes it. So what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna get something called confirm from semantic UI, so get that confirm, but this has a boolean, like whether it's open or not. So here we'll actually, let's get use state as well. So bear with me a moment, this will make sense in a second. So here we'll say const confirm open, and we'll have set confirm open equals use state, and by default it will be false. Oops, false. And let's go down here in the in here. So underneath the button we're gonna put the confirm. So we'll say confirm, and here we'll have an open boolean, which will be the confirm open. So confirm open like that. And by the way, this is in the documentation if you want to check it out. And you will have an on cancel function, and this is when you click, so you get this modal and it says yes or no, and this would happen when you click no. So when we click no, we just want to close the confirm modal, we don't want to do anything. So we'll just set this confirm open to false. So we'll say set confirm open, and we'll pass it the value false, and we need an on confirm. So on confirm, and this is when we actually say yes, we are sure we want to delete the post. So we want this to call the delete post function from use mutation, and here let's close our confirm. This is a problem because we have two sibling components inside one component, or rather, you know, elements. So here we can just wrap everything in a fragment, so that error is gone now. And let's go up here. So here in the update, once we reach the update, that means the post has been deleted successfully. We want to close the modal, so we'll say set confirm open to false. And of course, this will not disappear from our front end because we're not removing it from the cache, but let's do this later. So I'll put a to do here. So I'll put a comment and say to do, and say remove post from cache, so that the change is reflected on the front end without us having to fetch the posts again. And okay, so we'll say here, oh okay, we need to put a comma here. By the way, this is the to-do highlight extension that highlights the to-do. Alright, so I think that's fine. Or actually, here, the post ID is not just post ID, it's coming from the props, so we need to say prop, or actually we need to just destructure it. So here we'll say post ID, like that. I think that's fine. So let's save the delete button. and let's save the postcard, but let's not save the single post, and let's go to the app component and just remove comment for a second the route and the import, so that we can just test the postcard alone. Let's make sure we don't have any errors. Okay, so set confirm open is not defined because I misspelled that right here. That's a capital C. Save. All right, cool, it's running. Let's check it out. Okay, so we get syntax error, name, found something. Let's check our mutation. There's a problem there. Mutation, delete post. Okay, here it's just a post ID like that, and I'm gonna do it like that here. All right. Okay, so we get this, and if we click on the delete, okay, nothing happens. It doesn't delete it. Okay, there's something wrong. Okay, we want, when we click this button, it doesn't just say delete post, it actually sets the modal to open. So we'll say set confirm open to true, and let's save. Okay, let's look at our app. So now if we click, it sets the modal to open. If we click cancel, it just closes it and it doesn't delete it. We can just refresh to make sure it doesn't delete it. And if we click delete now and we click OK, it actually deletes it. If we open the if we do F12 and we go to the network, and for some reason they didn't show up because I didn't open it previously, but if I refresh, you see that that post was deleted. So if we post a new one and we click here and we delete it, of course it doesn't remove it like I said, but if we refresh, it's actually deleted. Okay, so the delete post button is working. So now in the single post we can put that delete post button and it will work as well. Okay, let's close this terminal and let's uncomment the import of the single post component and uncomment the route, and let's save that. So let's go back to our single post. So now here at the bottom, right here after this button, we can put the delete button. So we'll say if user, so the same stuff from single post, from postcard rather. So if user and user dot username equals username, which is the username of the post, we'll say and we need to render our delete button. So you can say delete button, and we're gonna import it in a second, and we're gonna pass it post ID equals ID, ID like that, and let's close that, and let's go up here and we'll say, oh, we didn't even import the like button. Actually, we need to import a bunch of things here. So we'll say import like button from go back one level to components / like button, and we can copy this one line, paste it one more time, and Control D and say delete button. And we need to import a bunch of things from semantic UI. So we get the grid, the image, the card, the button. Okay, so here we'll say import button, card, grid, image from semantic UI React. Let's save. Okay, so we need icon and label as well, so we'll say icon and label. Let's save. Alright, so it says post markup is assigned a value but never used, because we need to return it. We need to return something, actually, some markup. So here at the bottom we'll say return post markup. Alright, save. Alright, it says comments is assigned a value, but we're not gonna worry about showing comments right now. Alright, so let's look at our post. Alright, there we go. So this is a post by user. Okay, Flux. This is a post by user, and we get the delete button. So if we click on that, okay, so it deletes it, because it actually deletes it, but it doesn't. We need to redirect to the home page. So you see, if I go to the home page, that post that was called another one is removed. So the way we can do that, we can pass a callback to the delete button. So here let's say callback equals, and let's call this delete, delete button callback. Let's be kind of or delete post, expressive with our function naming. So here, up here, we can say function delete post callback. We say props dot history dot push, and we'll just go to the home page. So we got props, so that should work. And inside the delete button, we need to take that callback. So here we'll destructure as well callback. And so right here, actually in the update, once the post is deleted, we need to call the callback. Okay, but the problem with this, actually, the callback we might not have a callback, so we can say if callback, we call callback like that. Because from the postcard, we don't actually have a callback. So we'll do this if check. Okay, let's check that we have no errors. We don't. So if we go here, we go to this thanks guys, and we click on delete, and we click OK. There we go. It actually redirects us to the home page and it's deleted, because if we refresh, we see that it's actually deleted. All right. Let's now add this let's remove this post from the cache once it's deleted. So let's remove this to do comment, and we need the proxy right now. So we'll from the update, we'll take proxy, and we'll say we need that fetch posts query. So here, let's say import fetch posts query from, actually, what is that? Where is that? Util / GraphQL, if I can talk. So GraphQL like that. And right here, right here, before calling the callback, we'll say, like we did for the adding post, we'll say const data equals proxy dot read query, and we'll pass actually an object. An object with the field query, and that query will be the fetch post query. So now that we got the data, we'll say data dot get posts, and we'll say equals data. Now we need to remove a post, so we'll say data dot get posts dot filter. So we want to keep all posts, so we'll say post where post.id. We want to keep all posts that don't have the same ID as this post ID that we just deleted. And we'll say proxy.write query, and here we'll say query is fetch posts query, and the data is data, like that. Okay, let's save. Let's check out our app. Let's post a new one. And now if I click delete and I confirm, there we go, it's gone. And if we go to the single post page, well, by the way, we can test the like button, so we can like and go back to the home page, and it's actually liked. So that's working from within this component. So from within this page, we can click delete post. It redirects us and it deletes the post. Okay, so that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to start to work on showing the comments on the single post page. So look forward to that. As per usual, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so that you get all my videos when I drop them. And if you have any concerns, if you're stuck with anything, or you just have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section. I would, respond when I have the time. All right. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.